that. We'll talk to you again soon. Well, joining me now is Liberal Senator James Paterson. James, good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining us. As always, well, just on that, we may as well start there. This story that's come out of China this morning, they've said it's got nothing to do with relations between China and Australia. Are you buying that?
Well, Mr Gillespie's family has put out a statement yesterday asking that people be very careful in speculating about his case, and I'm going to respect their wishes. Australia opposes the death penalty consistently and across the board, whether it's being enacted in China or the United States or any other country, and we work with like-minded countries to seek to eliminate it anywhere in the world. In Mr Gillespie's personal case, he will get full consular assistance from the federal government and every support we can provide him.
Okay. On to the claims of branch stacking that's engulfing the ALP in Victoria and federally for that matter. It's now extending to a third minister today. More details in The Age, more exclusive details, more audio recordings that are out there as well. What's your thoughts on this?
I'd be amazed if Marlene Carruz is still a member of Daniel Andrews' cabinet by the end of the day. But as you say, it does extend to Canberra. And the real question is, does Anthony Albanese have the stomach to take on the factions in the Labor Party and the faceless men in the Labor Party? Because clearly a root and branch review of this problem is needed. This has been happening year after year after year, and every minor tweak and minor intervention is supposed to fix it, but it keeps coming back. So unless Anthony Albanese is really willing to take this on, really has the guts to take this on, then I think it's going to continue to fester. And I think the faceless men are going to continue to run the Labor Party, not Anthony Albanese.
What about this reporting this morning, or these suggestions that Steve Bracks and Jenny Macklin may head an inquiry? Do you think that's a good decision?
Well, that's a matter for the Labor Party, but they have these sorts of inquiries over breakfast every morning, just about, it seems. They appoint wise old heads like Steve Bracks or Jenny Macklin to run the ruler over the division and say, oh, this was just an isolated incident involving Mr Somyurek and one or two of his friends. It wasn't a systemic problem, and real structural change to the Labor Party is not necessary. Well, if that's the kind of report they produce, then it will produce the same results as every other previous report has, which is this culture of stacking and intimidation and corruption will continue.
Which has extended to the Liberal Party in the past before, though. So does something broader need to be done to stop it from happening full stop?
Well, I've got to say, I think that's a pretty false equivalence. I have never seen or heard of, in my 15 years of Liberal Party membership, anything even approaching this. I mean, we saw on 60 Minutes on Sunday night a state member of the cabinet approaching an ATM to allegedly withdraw $2,000 cash to pay for branch memberships, which was then handed to a senior advisor of another minister to go and allegedly arrange. I mean, I've never heard of, I've never seen anyone like that in the Liberal Party engaging that kind of behaviour. So, of course, the Liberal Party is not perfect. We're a political party full of imperfect people, but to say that there's some kind of comparison here, I think is very unfair.
Okay. Liberal Senator Amanda Stoker overnight, she's been forced to apologise. She made some comments yesterday. She now regrets. She said that the Queensland Premier had the knee on the throat of Queensland businesses to stopping them from breathing. Is it right that she apologised for those comments?
Well, Amanda Stoker said in the Senate chamber last night that it was an unfortunate choice of words and that it was not intended to cause offence. It was an impromptu observation, and I absolutely take her at her word. The people I don't take at their word are the Labor Party, who are pretending to be outraged about this. The reality is this happened last week. They have held on to it until yesterday when they had trouble with a very, very bad news day, and they tried to get it out to distract from the story. Of course, when people of the left make similar comments, Mike Carlton is a very good example. He actually called for a Liberal MP to be strangled on the Q&A episode. The left is completely silent. In fact, he was recently honoured with an AM in the Queen's Birthday Honours, and Christina Keneally and Penny Wong and these warriors for feminism in the left had nothing to say about it at all. So I think we can take their protestations with a real grain of salt.
Okay, Liberal Senator James Paterson, always appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Pete.
Well, we've got some breaking news, and there's been a major